and the mother city, on the other hand, can expect a little bit of those cooler temperatures for your Tuesday. Polokwane vandag skop af op 10 grade minimum en 'n maximum 31, Mbombela 16 en 'n warm 34, Pretoria 13, 32, Johannesburg 12 en 'n maximum van 30, Mahikeng 14 minimum vanoggend, dit styg na 32, later Klerksdorp 14 en 34, Kimberley begin op 16 en baie warm later vandag, 36 grade vir Kimberley, Bloemfontein 11 en ook baie warm 34 grade, Richards Bay 21, 33, Pietermaritzburg starting off on 22 minimum, reaching a... That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. As always, we'll keep you updated with your weather and temperatures. I'll bring you another update just after 7 o'clock.
Well, let's take a look at your traffic. We start off in KZN in Durban. There's some protest action taking place on the N3 highway westbound. That's at Cliffdale. There's also reports of burning tires on the road, so if you can avoid this area, please do so. Then if you're in the Western Cape and Bellville, on the N1 inbound, traffic is backed up. That's between the R300 interchange and Durban Road exit. Well, that's where I leave your traffic for now. I'll bring you another update in half an hour's time.
Pharmacodynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
So let's quickly log into social media and see what you guys are saying. You can see myself and my bro over there. We are motivating each other, and we're doing this because it is a National Day of Encouragement. How's that? Encouragement. Yes, we like it. Okay, so let's quickly see what you guys are doing. If you had to encourage a friend or motivate a friend, Mikhail Naidu says, never give up on your goals. If you fail, try again and again, and always put God first. God bless you and you guys. Thank you very much, Mikhail. Have a fab morning. Thank you to you as well. Teresa Spinners, good morning, says, morning Expresso family, always be there for your friend no matter what. Exactly, that's what friendships mean. De Chancellor says, good morning. My way to motivate a friend is not to give up. I love that. And one more, Sipiwe says, morning fam, always tell the truth to a friend. Don't let them take the wrong path. I love it. I love it. National Day of Encouragement. Send those messages. Always use that hashtag Expresso Show.
With love by Clover.
Hello, I love that.
Yes.
Hello.
Well, from social media to now, a tech update, and we have some great news for all the music lovers, because yesterday afternoon, a story broke that finally, after almost 10 years since it was officially launched, Spotify, one of the world's biggest music streaming services, is looking to launch in South Africa.
Yeah, we got a bit of a clue though. This came after a job advert was actually placed by the company looking for an editor and music programmer here in the country. No clue was given as to exactly when the plan to launch it was going to come about, but it seems likely sometimes later this year. And I think some critics wonder if the company has wasted a lot of time, maybe left this a little bit too late, considering that South Africans already have a number of quite established music streaming services already. I know I stream a lot of content, but currently Spotify has more than 140 million active users around the world and streams more than 30 million different songs. So I don't think they're too worried about the slice of the market that they get. This is a great gateway into Africa. So,
but I also think this is a great way for South African artists and African artists to get their music onto Spotify.
It's another platform.
Yes, to get their music out there.
I hadn't thought of that. It's really, really brilliant. Now this one, it's blown my mind. You know, there's been so much focus on the world uniting for the planet, for the sake of environmental change. We are being battered by some of the most insane storms, some of them tying to the change in our climate. Well, China has, who are currently the world's biggest car market, they sold over 28 million vehicles in 2016 alone.
Sure.
That's like more than half of our population.
Every second person
I
buying a car.
know, and that's, you know, is rising each year. Well, this past weekend, in a very bold statement by the country's Vice Minister of Industry and Information, it was revealed that the Asian superpower plans to bring an end to the sale and production of cars powered by fossil fuels. Sure. And this is to put pressure on local car manufacturers to develop electric vehicles that will, and they haven't provided a timeline yet, but certainly now it's been put out there to market that this is the direction that they are going. So you can expect companies to get on board really quickly. And they've also announced similarly to plan to ban fossil fuel powered vehicles by 2040. It might feel like that's a far away gateway, but it's actually just around the corner. This is massive.
23 years away.
This might be one of the best things that happened to the planet, I think, in our lifetime. So well done, guys.
Well done.
Awesome news there indeed. But listen, let's quickly take a break, our very first break for your Tuesday morning. When we come back, very good news as Trevor Noah bags his very first Emmy. It is awesome stuff. We're very, very proud of the man himself. And then it's also gaming right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. A brand new Mario game heading your way. Stick around. We'll find out more after the break.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso on a beautiful Tuesday morning. If you're looking for reasons to celebrate, look no further. It's a beautiful day, yes, but also we are inspired by proudly South African.
That's right. We are very, very proud of SA-born comedian and talk show host Trevor Noah, who's added another feat, or at least another feather to his cap by bagging his first Emmy Award over the weekend. Now, Noah's show, The Daily Show, won a Creative Emmy Award in the short-form variety series for his YouTube show, Between the Scenes. Now, while The Daily Show host was not on hand to receive the award himself, he did take to Twitter to share his gratitude for the win, and the latest accolade comes a few months after his win as Best Host at the MTV Movie and TV Awards earlier this year. So, of course, we're going to say a big congratulations.
Well done.
I don't think he was being rude. I think he was probably working.
No, he was. I think he was busy with a big comedy festival somewhere.
Yeah, looking at a recent documentary, he is one of the busiest comedians in the world at the moment, which is also awesome. So, we are so proud of you, dude.
Well done.
So proud of you, Trev.
Well, listen, the congratulations continues as, well, at least that's in order for Kwaito veteran Mandla Spikiri Mofokeng, who and his lady who have finally tied the knot. Now, why I'm saying finally is because according to Spikiri, they wanted to wait, and I'm going to quote, until the time was right, which in their case took 20 years. Now, in attendance at the nuptials were fellow musicians DJ Mahuta and Oskido, who shared the video with the couple on their big day.
Okay.
20 years. I mean, I know there are a lot of gents out there. I like that, the paparazzi style shooting, you know, just
cute, man.
Just get it there.
20
But that is
years,
beautiful.
But you know what?
Beautiful.
If you have to
Absolutely
wait
magic.
that long to find the right meaning behind what you're about to do,
Yeah,
that
man.
step, then, you know, so be it. So I think it's awesome.
Don't do it for the sake
A friend of
convention,
mine's
do it for
grandpa,
love.
because she was quite eager to get married, and he said to her, "You have the rest of your life to be married, so enjoy this." And I quite enjoyed that. I was like, "That's very
Exactly. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Zoe. There we go. That was your roundup of your local entertainment news. Right now, something quite interesting, and we know that correctional facilities across the country, they run very unique and empowering rehabilitation programs that, you know, can really help offenders learn new skills and better manage their emotions and find peace within themselves, and once again, you know, be able to become contributing citizens, you know, to the country once more. Now, the Western Cape is a sports program that offenders really can find new strength in, and it's literally a case of float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
For his first major photographic project, photographer Warren Baines wanted to tell a story of triumph, and he found it in the Drakensberg Correctional Facility.
I met an ex-offender who was coaching in Philippi, and through him I met the boxers here at Drakensberg Amateur Boxing Club, and I just felt it was a story that needed to be told. There's been a lot of negative media around correctional facilities, and I think everyone's painted with the same paintbrush, the same image, and these guys here are really trying to change themselves with the help of boxing. What I'd like the public to get from my pictures is I want them to understand that in a space like prison, the challenges that these guys go through on every day to pursue their passion is something to be admired. Personally, it's been great to see some of these offenders step up into new roles. I've seen guys take the leadership role and really run with it, you know, guys who fulfill a space that inspire others to train harder, to be better in their cells and become more than what they were.
Since 2009, the sport of boxing has been part of the wide array of rehabilitation programs at Drakensberg Correctional Facility, and it's had great success over the years.
What I enjoy about boxing is the sense of discipline we get from boxing, because you have to keep your fitness up. And the rush in the ring as well, it pretty much puts you very much in the moment. It's not too much thought about what's going to happen or what could happen, or you just try and keep yourself focusing on what is happening. So, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you learn just as much from the losses as you do from the wins.
It teaches humility, dedication, focus, and also transfers practical coaching and leadership skills. It's also grooming amateur boxers for a viable sports career.
The positives that we see with our offenders will definitely be their fitness level. We've got nice sessions with them 3 times a week, but then also emotionally, you will get them, they're blowing off steam in the ring. They're not doing that within their cells. They're doing it in controlled areas. A lot of these guys committed crimes, maybe part of a group of people. Here you start making decisions for yourself. When you're in the ring, there's no one else motivating you beside yourself. If you feel you want to go down, that's when you need to stand up for yourself and fight the fight. Well, my hope for the future is definitely that these guys will remain in boxing, even be a coach themselves someday. It makes me very proud to say that we've got a few boxers who's already busy with their professional boxing career. I've already been told that I'll get an invite for ringside seats for their fights, so I will go and support our guys there.
During his project, Warren met Abdul Aziz. He used to be a boxer before serving a 5-year sentence at Drakensberg and has now returned to the sport through the program.
Before I went to prison, I used to use it in the wrong way. I used to fight with people out on the road. And then when it came to putting it into good work, like I now use more discipline and what you put in, and that's how it changed my life to be a better person. And I found a career and talent in it. What I would like to achieve in this boxing career of mine, I began as an amateur, and I told myself, I would like to see myself there with the professionals. And now today, I'm a professional. And now I'm pitching myself out there, wearing a title one day, being the champion of the Western Cape.
No longer fighting for crime, these men are fighting for dignity, for honor, and for a second chance to live better lives for themselves, their loved ones, and society.
Well, the question is, what do you get when you take everyone's favorite all-star plumber and mash them together with some mean-looking bunnies? Well, you get Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, of course, and we've got it for you on the Switch.
We're back in the saddle with Gareth Woods. Time for a little Tuesday gaming, and we're back on the Switch for something that is... I'm struggling to wrap my head around it, Gareth, because we are looking at Super Mario and we are looking at Rabbids, and I don't think we ever expected to see them in the same place at the same time. This is pretty cool. Just from my brief glimpse, it looks awesome, very kid-friendly, but very involved. Give me the premise here. How have these two titles managed to merge?
Yeah, so Rabbids is obviously a franchise been around for a while. I think it's an Ubisoft one. And when it was announced that they were going to be clashing together at E3 this year, everyone was like, well, what's going on exactly? And so as Rabbids do, they run amok and there's some sort of teleportation happens and they land up in the Mushroom Kingdom and then wreak havoc like only the Rabbids do. And so now you are off to, with your team of Mario and Luigi or whatever, you decide to compile your team off to try and right the wrongs and get everything sorted.
Dude, give me a description of the gameplay. Cool. What is it, actually?
So it's a turn-based shooter/RPG, so very much strategic and all that. You use your different characters on your turn. So, for example, I'm going to use Luigi, grab him out of cover, and make him use his partner to jump a little bit closer to the enemy. So there he goes, position himself a little bit closer, because now he's got a clean shot at the enemy there. Still 0% chance at saying, but let's see if we can get closer with this guy. He can jump a little bit closer, maybe get to there.
You can do it, Rabbit. Hoo-yah!
And now he's got because he's flanked his opponent here, he's got a much cleaner shot of the enemy there. So let's give it a go.
Oh yeah!
Critical hit, turned him to stone.
Wow, he packs
and now
quite a punch there.
Because he's destroyed that cover, Luigi's got a straight shot over there.
Luigi! And so Luigi's kind of like your long-range sniper.
Yeah, he's your sniper dude, even though he's got close range there. I must look after him because he's only got 69 health there. So trying to keep him alive. Because obviously once they're knocked out, then you can't use them in this match anymore.
You know, I have to say, this looks, on the surface of it, because it's got beautiful kind of styling, very Mario in its look, very cute, very fluffy. Seems like a kid's game, but I mean, you're going quite deep here. This is quite tactical.
Yeah,
who's this game for?
That's the thing, is that I'm playing it on the kind of normal difficulty. There is an easy mode, so you can make it a little bit easier for yourself if you are struggling a bit, but I think what's great about it is the depth of the game. Yeah. So it's got that kind of like surface level, you say, kid-friendly aesthetic, whatever. But as you play it, you realise there's actually a heck of a lot of depth here, and it's got something for... Yeah.
Dude, I can always tell when you really buy into a game, because as much as you're talking to me, I can just see the cogs
really
turning there and getting into it. But I'm an absolute convert, dude. I never thought that you'd see these two titles together, but in some weird way, they seem like the perfect match, and the game really does look like it. It stands up on all fronts. Great visually, great graphics, as you say, great depth, and of course characters that we know and love. That's awesome. Oh, that is so cool, man. This is 2 thumbs up from me. Awesome. Oh, I love that. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and a battle royale at that. Hopefully this has inspired you, young and old. This looks like there are so many entry levels there. And when I say levels, so many levels to the game itself, a lot of depth. As Gareth says, this looks like an absolute winner.
Well, those are definitely some mean-looking bunnies. Well, listen, we're taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Small Paws goes on big adventures. We're going to meet Suki, the adventurous cat.
Your favourite story, I'm sure, for the entire day. And then we also bring you an inspiring production from the Jazz Art team, who are putting on a new show at the Artscape called Through the Eyes of the Masses, something that you really want to check out. So stay tuned. We'll see you after the break.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Yo, welcome back. It is a Tuesday morning. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3. And time right now to check out some of the interesting and funny, random things that we like to make you smile with. Make you smile.
Smiles.
That's what I want to do.
Well, listen, you know, when you look at someone's Instagram pictures, it always gives you like travel envy, or it gives you inspiration to want to go and travel. Well, there's a new Instagrammer on the block, and it is Suki, the Bengal cat. I think, the Bengal cat from Canada.
Wow.
Is that a tiger?
That is beautiful.
Taking her tiny paws on huge and massive adventures, making us all super jealous.
Guys, haters will say it's Photoshop because this cat looks so good. He poses so perfectly, though.
No, that's not. Wow.
Oh, get out of my life.
Eyes.
The eyes are just so intriguing, but how, like, still does he just kind of stand? Do you think, like, he's a trained cat like that?
He's holding a fake mouse. He's going like that.
It's easy to get the perfect picture if you take 6,000.
That's oh.
Wow. Cat lady.
Yeah.
Cat lady knows the way.
Yeah.
Snap and one should look good.
Sailor's been making those poses. Smile.
Okay. Okay, listen, here's one for the parents this morning. Now, if you're a parent and you have young kids, you know, you'll know that brushing teeth is a mission. Okay? It's a mission, yeah.
Speaking from experience.
Speaking from experience, especially with my two boys. But how's this? A gentleman by the name of Henry, he's a London-based resident, and he shared a picture of Twitter of his son, or a picture on Twitter of his son, 8-year-old boy. Apparently his boy is dreadful at brushing his teeth, all right? So when Sam, that's the boy's name, lost his tooth, okay, and put it on his pillow to expect a £1 note, he got a rather kind of a surprise, all right? A letter from the Tooth Fairy with very strict warning attached to it. About acceptable, tooth conditions.
Our son is brushing his teeth. Turns out the Tooth Fairy has had enough.
Oh,
okay, so I'm sure that little coin, this is the last year getting.
Wow.
Probably his personal.
Still gave him like, it looks like
what
£2.
Barry T. Tooth Fairy.
Very official. I love it. So now this one, I think, goes out to everyone who's been judging vegans, who thought that vegan diet was all about kind of foliage with no flavour. One particular Instagrammer has turned that on his head, creating delicious breakfasts and unbelievable sweet treats. His name is Jose. He is banishing the bland and boring food by creating very colourful, and look at that, just incredibly pleasing to the eye.
Inside my mouth.
Deliciousness, hey? And it's all vegan. All vegan, baby.
Creativity. Well, that's the stories we have for you this morning. Do share your experiences and all the things that you are following on social media. And, of course, use our hashtag Expresso Show. But, of course, right now, let's talk about the Expresso New Metro Movie Club, which is growing. And we love, of course, bringing you exciting cinema events with the latest blockbuster films. And our latest one, an exclusive pre-screening of The Dark Tower in 4DX.
The Dark Tower features power-packed performances by Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey, bringing the popular book series to life.
When the audience joined the story in this film, this has been going on. This is a 900-year war, okay? I'm the last guy standing, trying to protect the tower. For the first time in many, many years, the man in black and the gunslinger meet up.
Good versus evil, of mythic proportions. It's been chasing me across the desert for hundreds of centuries, if not thousands of years. There's a tower that is like the vortex of the universe.
With its incredible special effects and big action sequences, what better way to enjoy the film than with a multi-sensory experience at New Metro 4DX?
Stephen King's The Dark Tower, the ambitious and expansive story by one of the world's most celebrated authors, makes its launch to the big screen tonight. And the Expresso New Metro Movie Club has given some of its viewers the chance to see it ahead of its release, and in 4DX. Everybody, are you ready? Yes! Popcorn.
In the moving 4DX cinema seat, viewers are immersed in the film with wind blowing through their hair, lightning effects, fog, and even scents that make for an out-of-this-world experience, while watching a film that explores an eternal battle between good and evil.
The 4D experience is a whole different world. The fact that everything moves, you can feel everything, the wind, a little bit of water, you know, that smoke that's coming out to create that illusion. It really is entertaining, but also very unexpected. It just adds to the drama in the movie, but really, really fun.
How did you feel about the moving chairs and the smoke and the water and the wind?
Yo, it's my first time really going and I was shocked. when I felt stuff moving.
It was really thrilling, and to feel the trees moving, and it's almost like you're not sitting there, you're inside the movie.
And will you come and enjoy another Expresso New Metro movie experience?
Yes, of course I will. Every time, anytime.
What did you think about the 4DX experience?
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I wasn't expecting it to be as great as it was. The seats moving, the water, the wind. It was also interesting for me to see Matt in that role. He normally plays the hero in a lot of movies. So it'll be interesting to see what the next movies will be like, because there's quite a few books as well.
The tower will fall. Get used to the carnage. Now the wars come to Earth.
The movie has a surprising South African connection. Parts of the film were shot in the Cederberg Mountains, the Karoo, and locations around Cape Town, and features over 30 local actors.
It was a great movie. It was an awesome storyline, and it really kept you zoned in from beginning till the end. So it was really captivating. But I think the whole 4D experience just added to it, with the chair moving and the wind blowing and all the exciting elements. So it really added to the storyline and kept it captivating throughout the movie.
So you were one of the very first people to watch this movie before its release in South Africa. What did you think about the entire 4DX experience?
Well, the experience was amazing, and from this side of the point of view was really cool, but I was actually there as well.
What do you mean you were actually there as well?
I was one of the stunt performers on the actual show as well.
Oh, okay. Do you have proof of this?
Sure, besides wearing a t-shirt being there and done that, I've also got one of my passes, which I managed to keep, and yeah.
Oh, wow, look at this, Mr. Stuntman. Okay, cool. So then I'm sure that the 4DX experience was just as amazing as being in the movie itself.
It was my first 4D experience, and to actually have it in that type of level with an action-packed movie is definitely a must-see.
It's one of those movies where you're going to be chasing along like you're in the movie and telling the character what to do, but you know what's going to happen. Yes, the whole 4DX experience, absolutely amazing. It really, literally blew my hair back, but also took me by surprise, and I'm definitely going to come back and watch a movie that's got so much action in the 4DX theatre.
So, will you be joining the Expresso New Metro Movie Club from now on?
I'm about that life, but sign me up. Yes, booch out.
Experience this thrilling adventure for yourself when you watch The Dark Tower, out now at New Metro Cineplexes.
Yeah, certainly looks like a very, very exciting movie, and so go check it out at your nearest New Metro cinema. But right now it's time for us to take a look at the latest news headlines.
Thank you so much, Kat. Yes, let's start off with your national news headlines on your Tuesday morning. Finance Minister Malusi Gigaba has warned that South Africa is in danger of missing its 1.3% growth target this year due to the poor performance of major sectors of the economy that will likely restrain tax revenues. Now, the government aims to collect just under 1.3 trillion rand in taxes during the 2017-2018 fiscal year, but Gigaba says the current level of growth is simply insufficient. Speaking at the Tax in Durban, the minister also announced that he would deliver his inaugural medium-term budget policy statement on October the 25th. And the Northwest government has urged qualifying school pupils, students and unemployed youth living in the province to apply to the Khetsi Yatsi Bursary and Skills Development Fund for the 2018 academic year. High on the provincial government selection criteria would be applicants interested in studying programs related to agriculture, tourism and culture and tourism as well, in line with the province's endeavours to increase skills needed in these sectors. Now, Northwest government spokesperson Brian Setswambung says applicants from across the country are welcomed, and the closing date for submission of completed application forms is October 31st. In your international news this morning, relief operations are underway in Florida as the extent of the damage from Hurricane Irma becomes clear. The storm weakened as it moved up the state's western coast overnight, but Miami and other urban areas have been battered and flooded. According to officials, 6 million homes, 62% of the entire state, are without power and have warned of a humanitarian crisis. Irma, which hit Florida as a Category 4 hurricane on Sunday, has now been downgraded to a tropical storm. And lastly, the UN Human Rights Chief has denounced Myanmar's brutal security operation against Muslim Rohingyas in Rakhine State, saying it was disproportionate to insurgent attacks carried out last month. Addressing the UN Human Rights Council, Zaid Rad Al Hussein said that more than 270,000 people had fled to Bangladesh, with more trapped on the border amid reports of the burning of villages and extrajudicial killings. Meanwhile, aid agencies say they are in desperate need of food, shelter and medical aid, and that current resources are inadequate. And that's a wrap of your news headlines for your 7 o'clock bulletin right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
We kick off our sport with a congratulations to Proteas batsman Faf du Plessis, who has been appointed as the new captain of the national team in all 3 formats of the game. Having already led the T20 and Test sides in ably so, du Plessis now takes over the ODI role from AB de Villiers, making him the first player to captain all 3 teams since Graham Smith did so in 2010. Du Plessis' first big assignment in charge will be a 2-match Test series against Bangladesh, and that starts on the 28th of this month. Then on to football. Locally, Mamelodi Sundowns moved up to 3rd place on the PSL table last night. That was after a 2-1 victory over Free State Stars in Bethlehem. And although Stars did pull one back in the 90th minute, it was too little too late as Sundowns sealed the victory thanks to a goal in each half from Percy Tau. So the PSL continues tonight as SuperSport tackle Dikwena. Pirates are up against Ajax, while Chippa they welcome Baroka. Then staying with the beautiful game, West Ham United's losing streak in the Premier League came to an end last night as they beat New Boys Huddersfield Town by 2-0. Goals from Pedro Obiang and Andre Ayew settling the tie, which lifted the Hammers off the bottom of the log with their first win of the season. European soccer then continues tonight in the form of Champions League, and it sees Man United taking on Basel, Bayern facing Anderlecht, while Barcelona battle Juventus, and that should be a cracker. Then round 5 of varsity netball took place last night, and it saw big wins for Tuks, NW and Koffsies. The University of Pretoria earning their 4th win of the campaign as they brushed aside UJ by 72 points to 30. Dominant display saw Tuks move up to 3rd on the log with 2 group stage matches remaining. In other results from last night, we had Northwest just edging out Marties 37-36. Koffsies beating NMMU by 51 to 42, while UWC they earned a 67-43 win over TUT. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Let's take another look at your roads in Gauteng, Germiston. Now on the N3 highway northbound, the earlier stationary truck at the Geldenhuys interchange has been cleared, but you can still experience queuing from Elands interchange. Then moving to the Western Cape in Ottery on the M5 northbound, traffic is backed up between Ottery Road and the N2 highway, so allow for some extra travel time this morning. Well, that's where we leave your traffic for now.
Let's quickly get into your weather once more. It's just after 7 o'clock here on your Tuesday morning, and it looks like most parts of the country can expect partly cloudy conditions with very hot temperatures expected as well, bringing those summer weather a little bit earlier this year. However, for PE, George and the Mother City, temperatures on the cooler side for your Tuesday. Ons hardloop vinnig deur. Polokwane 10 grade minimum en 'n maksimum 31. Mbombela 16 en 'n warm 34. Pretoria 13, 32. Johannesburg 12 en 'n maksimum van 30. Mahikeng 14-32. Klerksdorp begin op 14, dit styg na 'n maksimum 34 grade. Kimberley 16 en baie warm 36 grade. Bloemfontein 11-34, Richards Bay 21-33. Pietermaritzburg 22 minimum this morning and a scorching 37 later on today. Durban 19-25, Mthatha 13-35, East London 17-24, Cradock 15-36, Port Elizabeth 14-20, George starting off on 12 this morning with a maximum 19 degrees, Sutherland 7 and a mild 24, Cape Town 12-18, Worcester 8 and a maximum 26, Springbok 6-27, Uppington 13 and a maximum of a very hot 38 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'm back in an hour's time with a final update.
Turkish Airlines, widen your world. Well, it's now that time of the week again, and you've guessed it, it's Travel Tuesday, so we're traveling the world with our regular guessing game. And if you're a lover of travel and geography, then this game is definitely for you. So turn on your travel smarts by guessing where in the world this week's mystery city is, and share your guesses with us on social media. We're on Twitter and Facebook. Remember to use the hashtag Expresso Show. But let the games begin.
Yeah, especially if you've been there, please send us a picture or a video. It looks absolutely amazing. So this morning we're looking for the name of a coastal capital city surrounded by the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Major clue there. The stylish and arty city is both dynamic and cosmopolitan and proud of its place as a sporting and cultural capital of the world. City was, how cool is this, originally named Batmania. Although it's got nothing to do with Bruce Wayne or Gotham, but it looks amazing.
I feel like that little accent just gave it a little way.
I couldn't help it. I just couldn't help it.
But it's also known as the fox capital of the world with a surprising, and this is quite scary, 6 to 23 foxes per square kilometre in the central city.
How can you be scared of a little fox, man? Look at it. That's just so sweet, man.
After you.
Very, very sweet. So now, did you know the city is also famous for its tramway system, the largest outside of Europe, the 4th largest in the world. So they really got it going on. And the National Gallery in Victoria, in the city centre, has the world's largest stained glass ceiling, an impressive 51 metres long by 15 metres wide. Wow.
Oh, absolutely impressive. Well, there you have it. That is what we have for you on your Where in the World guess. So also give us... oh, wait. We have one more clue for you. That's right. It's also the sporting capital of the world, and it's surprisingly also this city hosts the Formula 1 Grand Prix, the AFL Grand Final, and the MotoGP, and the Spring Racing Carnival. So if you're a big sport fanatic, you should know where our mystery city is. But let us know on social media and use that hashtag Expresso Show.
All right, well, this week, the Expresso and New Metro Movie Club has something for all of the horror fans out there. This is it. Remember all our favorite nightmares? Yes, they come from this. Now check it out. When children begin to disappear from a town in Derry, Maine, a group of young kids are faced with the biggest fears when they square off against an evil clown named Pennywise. Experience this remake of Stephen King's iconic novel in New Metro's multi-sensory 4DX cinemas for only 1 week, where fantasy becomes reality and comes to life with in-cinema effects such as wind, water, moving seats, lightning, and lots more at the V&A Waterfront in Cape Town, the Pavilion in Durban. We have Menlyn Park in Pretoria, and Hyde Park and Empress Palace in Johannesburg. Now, to stand a chance to win double tickets to see it in 4DX at New Metro, simply SMS the keyword Pennywise plus your name and city to 40675. Also remember, you must include the city in which you're able to see the screening, and this competition will close on the 15th of September, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. So the big question is, will the power of friendship and adventure prevail, or will they see their demise with it? Check out the movie.
Find the best entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
So let's quickly take a little break. Don't go anywhere. Go recharge your coffee cup. After the break, when we come back, we talk about spring allergies and how to beat them. Yes, it's that time of the year. And then Amy is also in the kitchen. She's making a delicious, fresh, natural allergy-fighting tea. You don't want to miss this recipe, because if you are suffering from allergies, this is definitely something you want to include in your diet. Stick around. We'll be back.
To celebrate the 10th anniversary of a direct flight between Cape Town and Istanbul, Turkish Airlines has a special gift for you. Flying direct from Cape Town, enjoy a stopover in Istanbul and get complimentary accommodation while you take in the spectacular views, incredible food, and do a tour or two before making your way to your destination. It's the perfect break on your travel adventure. So come and enjoy the country known for its hospitality and good food like I did. Turkish Airlines, widen your world.
Okay, welcome back to you. If you've just joined us, this is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. And yes, we've just entered spring, and while the flowers are blooming, many of us out there, yes, you said it, sir. Hachu to you too. It means the return of the dreaded allergies, pollen and hay fever and sneezes and sinuses. It all comes to with the change of the season. But luckily for us, we have our resident Doc Darren Green in the house, who's here to arm us with everything we need. Looking rather green, sir. How are you?
I'm feeling rather Evo, thank you.
How are you feeling, Evo?
Fabulous.
Well, Dr. Darren Green, I feel like this is a little bit of a silly question, but can you, from a scientific point of view, tell us exactly what allergies are?
That's a great question, actually.
The easiest way is visual impact. So your body has what's called immunoglobulin, which is a structure that looks like a Y, really. So this is the closest I could find.
Okay.
And it circulates in the blood. And when you're exposed to something from outside, whether it's airborne, whether it's through food, whether it be house dust mite, which is that, obviously, it actually binds to this circulating molecule that's busy circulating in the body. And as it binds to it, it then attaches to a specific cell called a mast cell. And when it attaches to that cell, it causes a huge inflammatory response, which then calls in the cavalry for inflammation, the redness, the swelling, the itchiness, etc. And then histamine is obviously one of the big inflammatory mediators that gets released, causing all the symptoms of allergies.
Okay. What essentially is the difference between an airborne allergy and something like you said now that comes from food, like let's say a peanut butter allergy?
100%. So the ones ingested obviously through the gut, the mouth, the oral cavity, into the tummy, and you have then obviously local responses to that invading allergen as such. What people that allergies actually have is an overactive immune system. So all it does is, everyone's got the immunoglobulins that I've depicted.
Yes.
That binds these things. But some people have an over-eager immune response, and that's why you then have the effects of all the histamine and all the inflammatory products. When you inhale something, you know, in terms of, let's say, pollen that's blowing across the field or the vineyards, the same thing happens. It's just through the nasal cavity. The contact is through the skin or the mucosa lining the nose, and thus the local reaction occurs with the nose itching and running. When you have sensitivity in the gut, what happens is it irritates the lining of the gut, and you have stool changes in the form of diarrhea, cramping, because of that inflammation. So, yeah, the question is it a local reaction, or is it a systemic reaction that you develop when you have an allergy? Because the treatments are significantly different for those two things.
Yeah.
Well, I get very excited when it's, you know, spring season, but I have a lot of colleagues that are like, oh, no, my allergies are going to flare up. Is it true that you get different allergies with different seasons, or is it mainly spring?
Yeah, so some people are allergic to specific allergens or triggers, okay? So in certain seasons, those things are more rife. Like pollen, for example, we all know 'tis the time to be snotty right now with all the pollen and all the flowers, etc. In winter, it's damp, it's cold, you have spores, fungal spores, for example, and damp in rooms. If you look at the showers, if you look at the rooms, you see the mold growing on the ceilings and so forth. Throughout the year, you have house dust mite, which is there in your pillows and your beds, and we won't go into the amount on magnification of how much dust actually gathers, despite even using certain mattress protectors and pillow protectors. You actually feel like you want to live in a cocoon, but that's not possible. You need to live and get out there, be outdoors to have a healthy lifestyle. So you need to look at modifying things so that you aren't hyperactive.
All right. Well, we're going to keep Dr. Darren Green here in the hot seat and inquire more about these allergies that hit us during this change of the season. Please give us a call on 0214309881. And when we come back, Dr. Green, I want to find out about people that do this.
Oh, no!
And whether that's a real thing.
It is real. Okay, I can't wait for that one. But yeah, anyway, so talking about, well, hay fever, allergies, just talking about it makes my nose itch, my eyes watery. It's crazy. But Amy is here, she's sorting us out here with a beautiful, natural, allergy-fighting tea.
That's right.
Which is great. Okay.
It's very, very simple, but basically 4 ingredients. We've got some lovely basil, some ginger, some lemon, and some honey. Ginger and basil are both natural anti-inflammatory and natural antihistamines. So as Dr. Green was talking about, our body's responding with histamine and inflammation caused by pollen or whatever you're allergic to. these naturally help fight that. So they help, obviously, with all the clogging, and then we've got some lovely lemon, which is our antioxidants as well, which keeps our immune system nice and healthy, and honey, which is a natural antibacterial, as well as a natural cough syrup. So you know when you get those allergies and your throat gets a bit scratchy, just have a teaspoon of honey or this beautiful tea that we're going to make.
Okay, cool.
So what we're going to do is just squeeze some lemon juice into some hot water. We've got over the stove over here. You can also do this into a teapot, and you just put the lemon in as well.
Oh, the whole thing, okay.
The whole thing. You want everything to just kind of steep away as a tea would. And then we're just going to add our beautiful fresh basil.
That you've obviously just chopped a little bit.
Just very roughly chopped. And then we've got some lovely ginger over here, which again, just very roughly chopped. You just want it to be able to release its flavors. So we're just going to give that a little bit of a stir.
Right.
And you just kind of let this sit for about 5 or so minutes, and then you can drink the tea pretty hot straight away. So we've got a pot that's been sitting here for about 5 minutes. You can see the basil's already now lost a bit of its color, but it's given off all its lovely flavor.
Yes.
And you can, so like I said, we're going to drink this immediately, because when you have, again, an itchy throat, it's nice to have that warm, that lovely, soothing, hot liquid. So we're going to take some of this and just scoop it into our lovely glass. You can also obviously use a strainer, or when you have a teapot, so you don't get all the bits and pieces in. And this is also lovely, really cool the next day. So you can also store it in the fridge and have it as an iced tea.
Nice.
Which is divine, because all the nutrients stay. So here we go. We're just going to put that down, and I like adding a little bit of extra fresh lemon juice. And then, of course, our honey, which lovely bit of sweetness.
Throw
and
everything
just
together.
put it all in together. Super, super easy to make. And here we go.
Well, you dissolve that.
Tea.
The keyword is drink. SMS out to 33728. That's drink to 33728 for your natural allergy-fighting tea this morning. I mean, you can't get fresher than that.
No,
that
exactly.
Is for sure.
A little bit of extra fresh basil.
Just because.
Try not to swallow all the leaves in one go.
It's basil, it's okay. But it smells so fresh, it's amazing.
Lovely and soothing.
That is ridiculously good. That is really, really ridiculously good. I could sip on that all day. That is amazing.
And you should.
You really should try this out. Drink to 33728. SMS that keyword, and we'll get to the recipe. It's very, very easy. But man, that is really refreshing.
Refreshing and delicious. And it's that balance of the sweetness from the honey, the tart from the lemon, that lovely fresh basil, ginger, nice and hearty and warm, keeps your body up from the inside.
Amy, you're a legend. Check it out on the website, expressoshow.com, a little bit later on as well. We'll be back in the kitchen with Amy in just a bit.
All right, so we're back with Dr. Darren Green. We're talking about all the allergies that hit us at this time of the year, and perhaps you might have a question or a comment to make about this topic. So give us a call on 021-430-9881. And one that I had is, why do people go... I can't even do it properly. Like, they scratch their ears and then they make this sound as if...
It's like they're sucking.
There's an exorcism happening. In here. Why do people do that?
You're exercising the pollen. So what happens is your palate starts itching. When you have an itchy palate, the soft palate, the back of your mouth, the roof of the mouth, what you try and do is ease the itch by taking your tongue
to scratch,
and then you start scratching the palate, or to relieve that itchiness. So you often lift your tongue up and you try and rub it against the palate as well. And then obviously the histamine that's causing the itchiness, the redness and so forth is irritating. You know, there's a connection between the ear and the back of the throat.
Yeah, the
eustachian tube and all that.
Yeah.
So you could have a bit of, the effects of that itchiness going up the back of the throat. But generally, it's to equalize mucus production and then the itchiness of the palate itself. And that's one of the only things people do.
Is that due to some kind of allergy that's caused by an ingesting of food, or also airborne?
An itchy palate is not normal. It's caused by something that's causing a release of products on the skin itself. And that histamine then causes the itchiness. And what you're doing is obviously having an inflammatory response where the body sends its army to that place. See, the body sometimes thinks pollen or an allergen, or an antigen rather, is invading the body. So your immune system lodges an attack back at it to try and encapsulate it and contain it. But with people that suffer from allergies, it's just an overreactive response. So there's a whole lot of army arriving on the scene.
They go like North Korea on you.
There you go.
But Dr. Darren Green, I know like a lot of people grew up with childhood allergies, or people have had allergies for a while, but how do you know whether, if you have a reaction, whether it is from something you ate or whether it's something in the air? How can you tell the difference?
Good. So ingested allergies often result in irritation of the gastric mucosa. So you could have, for example, like lactose intolerance, gluten intolerance, for example, you could have irritation of the lining of the stomach and the bowel that leads to stool changes or bloating, or what we call dyspepsia, where you're all distended and swollen and you just feel really, really, you know, rather large and just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But when it comes to local allergies, you can imagine even food allergies like peanut allergies can result in a skin manifestation where the histamine deposits are actually raised on the skin surface. And that's why, for example, you get what they call wheal and flare, which are the raised patches of skin, initially circles that can flow into each other and become confluent and then make larger patch, patches all over the abdomen and arms. So that's urticaria as well, which is associated with allergies, and that's a specific skin rash that we identify after a trigger.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep our lines open on 0214309881. When we come back, I want to just pick up on what the good doc spoke about right now. And I know it might sound like a stupid question, doctor, but I want to know, what is a local allergy? Does that mean it's local to Cape Town or in Jersey? What does that actually mean? I'm not going to try and act like I know what it means. I'm going to ask the question. We'll see you just now.
Oh, if you've got any questions you want to pose, or maybe give us a demonstration of that sound so that Kat can actually hear it, give us a call, 021-430-9881. Then we're going to continue in the kitchen making those immune-boosting meals. We're going to whip up a beautiful butternut and sweet potato curry. Looks delicious.
I'm a dreamer, a doer. I know the hustle. I just need my money to hustle for me.
Let your money hustle for you. Get a bank account for R5 per month and bank on the Nedbank app without using any data. See money differently. Nedbank.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Now, as we head into spring and brace ourselves for allergy season, we're taking a closer look at hay fever in particular this morning, as it's believed that up to 30% of South Africans are triggered by pollen, which is quite a large number. And get this, the ongoing drought in the Western Cape could even worsen allergies and their effect on hay fever sufferers specifically. And here this morning to discuss is Nicole Jennings, an old friend from Farmer Dynamics who we know and love, and Professor Johnny Peter from the University of Cape Town. Welcome, guys.
Thank you so much.
Trying to keep my sneeze in from all this dry air. Johnny, I'll start with you. Obviously, the drought is serious business at the moment. We really are trying to drive that message home here on the show. This is one angle that we haven't really covered before. Is it true that the drought, or the weather that we're experiencing here, and the pictures tell quite a story, is that affecting people with hay fever in particular?
So it's interesting because the answer to drought is not simple, because on the one hand, low rainfall years actually lower pollen. However, the problem is spring rains, no spring rains, actually mean that the pollen spikes very quickly. And that can be particularly problematic for allergic rhinitis sufferers and asthmatics. And that's what we're concerned about mostly.
I'm glad you said asthmatics, because that's obviously where it does become very serious. Nicole, this is quite crazy to me. So you guys love doing the research and connecting with your market and really finding out what experience of life they are going through. And you did a recent survey on hay fever sufferers that up to 42% show that people don't have a treatment plan in place. So this is kind of something we've accepted, that if you're a hay fever sufferer, you've just got to live with it, deal with it.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So shocking that 42% of people don't actually have a plan on how they're going to deal with their symptoms for the hay fever season. But then we also saw that 48% of people actually don't use their medication as prescribed. So, that can be particularly tricky with like your nasal steroids, for example, that should be used far in advance, sort of to prepare and build up in the system to cope with symptoms. So I think it's very important to, use the medication as prescribed. And then we also saw that 32% of people said that their symptoms are so severe that they're actually going to take some time off this pollen season.
So it's like a double whammy. You've just survived winter with all the new viruses that are going about, and now nature comes and gives you a double whammy. So you guys at UCT, you've partnered with Pharmacodynamics to now take these studies a step further. What's it going on within that case study?
Yeah, so this is a very exciting sort of collaboration between the two of us, where we focused on actually monitoring pollen sampling. So this is weekly pollen sampling, and we have a spore trap. It's a thing that sits on the top of a building, and it rotates. It's got like a sticky film that rotates through every week. And every week the wind blows in the pollen, and it sticks to this. And then we have a technician that's highly skilled in identifying, because each pollen granule looks different from another. So cypress trees look different from pine, look different from grass pollen. And basically what she's able to do is tell us per cubic meter of air how much particular pollen is in the air. Now the relevance to that is marked in that basically at the moment grass pollen hasn't yet spiked. So grass pollen levels are low, but what's in the air at the moment is tree pollen. So cypress trees, which start quite early, can start as early as July, and then pine and plane tree and oak tree, the sort of alien trees that are in parks and gardens. And those pollens get blown around by the wind and cause symptoms. And the advantage is that if somebody sits in your office or goes to their GP with problems right now, actually their symptoms are likely to be tree pollen related. And that has implications for their treatment. And we now have very specific, so for instance, we have immunotherapy. We can actually desensitize people to grass pollen, for instance. But without knowing what specifically you're allergic to, then you cannot do that. So that's the advantage. So this gives week by week pollen counts, which is obviously very advantageous for doctors and for allergy sufferers.
A spore technician. I love that. I love that. Nicole, just very quickly, how can people connect to get more information in the field?
Okay, so we've got the Allergy Expert website. It's allergyexpert.co.za. As of the end of this week, we'll also have the weekly pollen counts available on the website. We've also got a lot of research material just when it comes to the different types of allergy. And people suffering from allergy can connect with the Allergy Expert directly by sending a message on the Allergy Expert website.
You don't have to suffer through it, Professor. Thank you so much, Nicole. Always great to connect with you again. Well, hopefully that's educated you. Go out there and educate yourself even further. You don't have to suffer through the hay fever season.
Pharmacodynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
We are back again with Dr. Darren Green talking about all the allergies that annoy us at this time of the year as spring comes around. And like I said, I'm going to ask this question because I didn't personally understand it. What is meant by local allergy? Does it mean it's only occurring in Cape Town or available in Cape Town or in Durban? What does that mean?
So area of basically a local response to the allergen. So if you think of a bee sting,
yes,
for example, there's normally a red area, and some people have a dramatic response, especially people known with what we call an atopic profile that makes them hypersensitive to certain triggers. But that's a local skin reaction.
Yeah.
The opposite of local, what can happen in progression, is systemic. And when we look at systemic allergic reactions, that means that it affects the other systems. And the big ones are obviously things that cause anaphylaxis, which are life-threatening in the sense that your airway can be compromised. like you have swelling of that skin on the hand or on the arm where you've been stung, so too the airway can actually swell closed, and your throat can swell closed, and then you don't have an airway or passage to breathe.
So where that bee stings you over there, where that red spot is, that is where
that's just the local area.
The local, and dis waar dit lekker is, mos dis nog klagen.
Lekker.
All right.
Well, Dr. Darren Green, we have a caller on the line. We have Jane Ann from Cape Town. Good morning.
Hi.
Hey, what's your comment or question for Dr. Darren Green?
I'd like to find out, I do suffer from allergies, sort of postnasal drip and that sort of thing, but specifically around the seasonal change, my skin gets so itchy that I tend to wake up during the night feeling like my skin is crawling from the itchiness. And I do take antihistamines that my doctor has recommended, but despite that, I still tend to struggle with the extreme itchiness at certain times of year.
Thanks so much, Jenna.
Thanks for the question. So there are quite a few conditions, that lead to the buildup of histamine under the skin. Interesting enough, bile salts can also cause pruritus, which is the medical term for itchiness. Okay. So I would suggest that she definitely has that screened as well in terms of the liver and gallbladder and so forth. But besides that, if she's known with an atopic profile, taking antihistamines, they're different generations, first generation, second generation, and third generation, and they all have different levels of efficacy. What's the big side effect of antihistamines? Drowsiness, sleepiness.
Oh, yes.
No one wants to take them when they're going out socially because they're scared. So if you've got a cat and someone's coming to visit you, they don't want to take it before coming to visit you because if they have a glass of wine, it's tickets. They're going to sleep. So that's the problem. And, and you do get non-sedative antihistamines as well, which are more expensive, but they also are more effective than some of the earlier ones. That combined with preparing in advance for exposure to the allergen is what helps. Once the immune response has been generated already, it's a bit late. So you've got to regulate your exposure to the environmental trigger, obviously, and then prep for it in advance. Take the tablet before visiting someone or going into an area where you're going to be horse riding and you know that you have sensitivity to horse dander, for example.
Okay. Well, Doctor, I just quickly, before we say goodbye, I wanted to know, how do you know the difference between a flu symptom and an allergy like sinus?
Yes. It's very difficult because itchy eyes, a runny nose, and even a postnasal drip can occur with the common cold.
Yeah.
And they also can occur, obviously, when the mechanism is allergic in nature. Often what we look at are things like systemic things like fever that's pronounced and going up. In infection, that tends to be a lot more. But a blood test is useful because if you do an IgE, which tests for the immunoglobulin that looks like this, for example, you'll see those levels are raised if the cause is an allergy.
Okay.
If it's an infection, those levels of the IgE won't be raised.
Okay. Dr. Green, thank you so much. Always such a pleasure to inquire of you on your expertise. We do really appreciate it. And to our callers as well that, of course, infuse their comments and questions into the conversation. We really appreciate that. Next time, when I have an itch, I'm going to say, pruritus.
So while myself and Amy sip on our beautiful natural allergy-fighting tea, we're about to make you a delicious immune-boosting butternut and sweet potato curry, immune-boosting curry,
That's
which is going to be
right.
amazing as well, Amy.
Exactly, and it's vegan, so lovely for your Green Monday or whenever you're doing your vegetarian during the week. And it's really, really easy to make. We've got some lovely coconut oil over here from the Diskim Lifestyle range.
Right.
And some coconut milk, which we're going to use to kind of calm down those beautiful chili flavors, but also just give it that sort of rich touch.
Okay.
Also, coconut milk is a natural antibacterial, so that's one of the good properties of it. Then we've got some lovely spices here, some garam masala, some red leaf masala, and turmeric. Turmeric is absolute king of spices in terms of anti-inflammatory properties. Just what you need when you're feeling all inflamed with your sinuses. We've got some lovely chili, some garlic, and we've got some onion. And onion actually is, I mean, for such a simple ingredient, it helps your body stop producing histamine, which is perfect for this kind of season. So I would never have thought, but when I was doing research for this recipe, I was like, onion, you amazing little gem.
Wow,
So
you smell, but you're amazing.
Yeah. So we're just going to start by putting a little bit of coconut oil in a lovely hot pan. We're going to just gently saute the onions. You can hear that going nice and crispy over there. We're going to add some of our chili and garlic. I love the chili, obviously, because it just kind of opens those passageways.
That's it.
And then, as you can see here, we've got our orange sweet potato and our butternut. And studies have shown that people who eat more beta-carotene, which is what makes your sweet potatoes orange, your carrots orange, they have less chance of developing asthma. So another great immune system boosting guy. And our tomatoes, we're just going to use tin tomatoes. You can also use fresh, but tomatoes also just great antioxidants to keep your immune system high.
Right.
So we're just going to give this a little bit of a stir over here.
Okay, sweating those onions
There
a little
we go.
bit. Yes.
We're going to add our lovely spices. So we just start, you know, wait for those aromas to hit and you're like, ah, beautiful. So there we go. Let's get those going. And then very, very quickly now, there we see, just smell that beautiful turmeric coming out. It's lovely. And obviously turmeric just gives curry that lovely, beautiful, rich color. So now we're just going to add our stunning veggies, so our sweet potato.
Right.
And our butternut.
Oh, you can smell those spices now we're hitting it.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. We like it.
Just give that a little bit of a stir. And then we're going to add our tomato.
All right.
Perfect.
And I mean, that's...
Just going to squash those down. And this you want to cook for about an hour, 40 minutes to an hour, because you do want, even though after 40 or so minutes the veggies will be cooked, you just want the flavors to really develop. You can put a little bit more tomato, a little bit of water, stock if you want as well. We're going to put our lovely coconut milk, which is obviously, like I said earlier, going to add that lovely creaminess. So you just kind of pour that all in. Look at that, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
A little bit of salt. And you just kind of let this sit now for a while.
So you can, but you haven't used any extra water or stock in this recipe
exactly.
right
For
now.
example, if you don't want to use the coconut milk, you can use water instead. If you kind of just wanting to keep it a very simple kind of basic tomato curry. And we have a dish that's luckily been cooking for us already. So as you can see over time, it gets lovely and soft and beautiful like this. Gorgeous.
Nice.
And what we're going to do is just add our chickpeas. For extra protein and
that's
fiber.
Towards the end, obviously.
Exactly. So you just kind of add this a little bit towards the end, give it a nice little stir, and a little bit more coriander, which is my absolute favorite. I know Graham's not a fan, but
there we go. There we go.
But I love it. So that coriander also just is a great natural detoxifier. So lovely to go with your curry. Beautiful, beautiful friend of our coconut cream. Last little drizzle of that guy.
Got to get everything out. The keyword is curry. SMS that to 33728. That's curry to 33728. We'll send you everything you need to know straight to your phone. You can also go check it out on the website a little bit later on today.
Yes.
And that's it. Dish it up and you're good to go.
You can serve this with rice if you like. But, you know, obviously also if you're feeding like a big crowd, it's a nice way to just bulk it up, but you can just have it just like it is as well. Look at that. There we go. All your lovely veggies for the week. All those great nutrients. A little bit more coriander.
Just for the pretty.
Yeah.
And to Graham's annoyance.
And you're done.
Yeah. Absolutely love it. There we have it. A beautiful butternut and sweet potato immune boosting curry. The keyword is curry. SMS that to 33728. Like I mentioned as well, for both the tea that Amy made as well as the curry. You can go check it out on our website a little bit later on. Thank you so much for sorting out our health, Amy.
Our pleasure.
Appreciate it. There you have it.
You can put some in your little zip pocket there and store it for me for later, dude. So indulge in all your favorite things on this Lifestyle Tuesday from Vodacom, courtesy of Meg Your Day. Create a fashion board on Pinterest or do some online shopping. All you have to do is keep a positive data balance on your Vodacom SIM card, then dial *111 *634# or download the latest version of the My Vodacom app. And remember to opt in daily so you don't miss out on that 1 gig of free data every day. Get all the T's and C's at vodacom.co.za.
Oh, well, listen, we're taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. There's a brand new Miss USA, and we'll bring you all of those news in our international entertainment news.
And the journey to the Maldives approaches and comes nearer and nearer every day. After the break, we reveal another celebrity who will be hotting it up on Tropical Island of Treasure Season 8. Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. How's that rusk, Zoe?
It's amazing. Welcome back. We're now going to take a look at what our international stars have been up to. And I believe our very own Miss South Africa, is she going to compete against this new Miss SA?
Miss USA.
Miss USA.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the new Miss USA, Miss North Dakota, Cara Mund, who's been crowned as Miss USA 2018, beating out 50 other hopeful beauties for the coveted title. Now, from her talented jazz dancing to The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson, to her answers to her 2 rounds of questions, the panel was quite impressed with Cara being a fan favorite from the start of the pageant and already embracing her very curvy body. People are loving the fact that she's a fuller-figured woman. And Cara isn't the only big winner of the night, though, because Miss Missouri, Jennifer Davis, and Miss New Jersey, Caitlin Schoeffel, were crowned first and second runner-up, respectively. So there they are, from Jersey, from Missouri, and, of course, North Dakota.
Congratulations.
Indeed.
Congratulations.
Is it really nerve-wracking standing in those positions and
can't
being asked those
imagine.
questions?
It should be, because, I mean, you don't want to come across silly when answering a question, but your nerves can often get the better of you. So I think you also need to keep that in mind when these ladies answer the questions, because the Q&A is my favorite part of any pageant.
Shame. Who was that lady that botched it up completely the other year?
This is Miss South Carolina.
South Carolina. Ooh, and the Iraq.
But I think she was teen,
Miss
USA teen, so you can forgive her.
We remember her fondly. All right, in other news, Angelina Jolie may not have Brad Pitt as her +1 on the red carpet anymore, but it seems she's found a great substitute. Well, 4 in her children. Angie took her 4 kids, Zahara, Shiloh, Knox, and Vivian, all along to the movie premiere of The Breadwinner at the Toronto Film Festival. And eyewitnesses say Angie and the kids were all in great spirits as they posed for photos and interacted with the fans, and noticeably missing, of course, Angie's oldest sons, Maddox and Pax. But considering that they are in their teens, we won't be surprised if they want to stay home and, you know, not do the whole red carpet thing with mommy. It's okay.
I feel old because Angie's twins, her youngest, are 11.
Yeah?
They're 11.
Oh my goodness. Okay, when you think about it like that, absolutely. Yeah, well, I'm glad to see that things are going well on Angelina Jolie's side of things. But right now, it's about to get all jazzed up here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. A brand new show called Through the Eyes of the Masses is a production that promises to show a perspective from what people are experiencing, and they're about to perform an excerpt from it right now. And there you have it. That was, of course, jazz art through the eyes of the masses that you can catch at the Artscape from the 14th until the 16th of September. Tickets will cost you between 80 Rand and 120 Rand for couples, so do make sure you check it out. We'll have a chat to the team a bit later.
All right, it's that time of the morning once again. We almost have the entire picture, just 2 celebs to go before we get to see who the entire team that will be, or the entire team that will be heading to a tropical island of treasure in the Maldives for season 8 is going to be fantastic. Are you ready? Should we reveal?
Can I get a drum roll, please? Let us reveal our latest celebs. Will you do the tearing off? Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations.
Come here, come here.
It is the man himself, Nay Maps from Uzalo. Of course, we gave you the clue that he stars in a show, Bloodline, or that means Bloodline in Zulu. It is, of course, Uzalo. Nay Maps is going to keep people on their toes. He's a fantastic guy. I have a feeling he's going to be quite competitive on the island of the Maldives. He's going to keep things interesting on the island. Keep checking for our daily celeb clues, and you could win a golden ticket for the auditions. That's hashtag TIOT8. But there is one more golden ticket up for grabs.
Introducing Tropical Island of Treasure Maldives celebrity contestant, TV presenter and actor, Nay Maps.
Nay Maps, the brother man, how are you doing? I'm awesome, how you doing, man? I'm very excited, man. How excited are you at the prospect of being part of Tropical Island of Treasure Season 8?
The Maldives. I mean, the Maldives is a place I've always wanted to be at. I mean, you see that in the magazines, on TV. I cannot wait to literally be there.
Talk to me about what you would do with your R500,000 Rand. Of course, $1 million for you, for the both of you, but your half of the money, what would you do with it?
I definitely will give back to my family. I think I give much props to my father and my mother. They invested so much of their lives. I mean, they sacrificed their dreams for me. So I'll definitely, I want to give back and assist in getting a house for them. And after that, invest in my younger sister's lives. Also invest in my business and property, and literally just remember where I come from. I think that's the most important thing. So I need to make them proud.
And I'm sure you will, man.
I hope so. I believe so.
Get those swimming skills up.
I will. Thank you, man. Maybe you could teach me something as well, you know?
Breaststroke, just get it. Energy conservation.
You know? Exactly.
So there you have it, Nay Maps. All right, well, there we go. It's heating up ahead of this season. It's going to be amazing. One more celebrity contestant to go. So we'll reveal that shortly. But remember, guess which celebs will be hotting it up in Tropical Island of Treasure Season 8, and you could go straight through to the contestant auditions.
We're going to be posting a clue today, so keep checking in. Hashtag TIOT8 is what you need to use for that search. So today's clue, okay, we're going to give you a sneak peek. This bombshell won a crown in Sun City in 2011. She has her own swimwear line and spreads a philosophy of womantality. I love it. Who is she? We'll answer the riddle on Tropical Island on Facebook, at MyTropica on Twitter and Instagram, and get those guesses in.
Exactly. And then remember to use the hashtag TIOT8. And as always, the T's and C's can be found on clover.co.za. Who do you think it is?
I think I know.
Horenaikona, Hessequa, Kokokwa, Kwe, Kung, Eva Kritoa, Lydia Williams, Oshamato, Amu St. Klaas van der Kaap, Anna Dapoor van der Kaap, Katie Jacobs, Rebecca, Koi Isaac, 174 Angolan children, first slaves, 43 men and women, Nigerian slaves at the Cape, Willem Maish, Louis van Mauritius, Mange en Motte van Trankebari, Massavana van Betty's Boca, Cupido van Padang, Helen Sua van der Kaap. This is the Cape of Ghosts, and unanswered questions in the wind. Here we treasure separation, held in the lofty confines of culture, tradition, language, country, African. Other African, we like to say. Where is this other Africa? There in Strand Street, that used to be the seashore. Amersfoort, Hasseveld, Meerman, all through anchor there, carrying human cargo in their bowels. 174 Angolan children, first mothers and fathers. 43 surviving men and women, Nigerians, Mozambicans, Madagascans, Indonesians, Indians, Chinese, Khoi, Bushmen, Nguni, all here, mixing their skin and their blood and their bone, spilling their seed together, some far from and some near to home. And now we say, go home, foreigner. We say one to the other, you have no culture. We still use words like malau, kafir, quiri, die wit mense. Net so, met die gevaarlike klem in die toon. We spread the gospel of slave masters and apartheid dogma. We fill our minds and our mouths with his hatred. En nog meer haat, fyn gekou in ons kiewe, met hulle praat.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to this Tuesday morning. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Bright and breezy one. It's quite chilly out here, so I don't know how these dancers are able to do it, but it's the passion that fuels the story of jazz arts through the eyes of the masses that you can take a look at and check out at the Artscape from the 14th until the 16th of September. And they're about to perform another excerpt from the show. This one called Asimainani.
Horenaikona, Hessequa, Kokokwa, Kwe, Kung, Eva Kritoa, Lydia Williams, Oshamato, Amu St. Klaas van der Kaap, Anna Dapoor van der Kaap, Katie Jacobs, Rebecca, Koi Isaac, 174 Angolan children, first slaves. 43 men and women, Nigerian slaves at the Cape, Willem Maish, Louis van Mauritius, Mange en Motte van Trankebari, Massavana van Betty's Boca, Cupido van Padang, Helen Sua van de Kaap. This is the Cape of Ghosts, and unanswered questions in the wind. Here we treasure separation, held in the lofty confines of culture, tradition, language, country, African. Other African, we like to say. Where is this other Africa? There in Strand Street, that used to be the seashore. Amersfoort, Hasseveld, Meerman, all through anchor there, carrying human cargo in their bowels. 174 Angolan children, first mothers and fathers. 43 surviving men and women, Nigerians, Mozambicans, Madagascans, Indonesians, Indians, Chinese, Khoi, Bushmen, Nguni, all here, mixing their skin and their blood and their bone, spilling their seed together, some far from and some near to home. And now we say, go home, foreigner. We say one to the other, you have no culture. We still use words like malau, kafir, quiri, die wit mense. Net so, met die gevaarlike klem in die toon. We spread the gospel of slave masters and apartheid dogma. We fill our minds and our mouths with his hatred. En nog meer haat. Fyn gekou in ons kiewe, met hulle praat. Ons dra die storie so na aan ons hart. Maar van verbindgoed en moeders en vaders wat bloed meng. Die storie wil nie een van ons ken. The mighty VOC and the mighty NP still holding us hostage in this history. This is the colony of graves. Mondig met die skedels van die nameloos. People left landless, division and derision. And we have bankrupt minds, unable to read the signs. Our aspirations are bleached in the color of European speech. En die spook, en die honde blaaf. Kritoue en Oshimato draai in hul graaf. Die land, is die myne nie, is die joune nie.
Well, certainly very emotive and thought-provoking. That is a piece of Through the Eyes of the Masses that you can see at the Artscape from the 14th until the 16th of September. Do go and check it out.
Kom ons kyk vinnig na jou nuushooftrekke op jou Dinsdagoggend. Die minister van Finansies, Malusi Gigaba, het gewaarsku dat Suid-Afrika weens swak prestasies in sommige sektore van die ekonomie moontlik nie vanjaar sy groeimikpunt van 1.3% gaan haal nie. Die regering beplan om net minder as 1.3 triljoen rand aan belasting in die geldjaar 2017-2018 in te win, maar Gigaba meen die huidige groeivlak is eenvoudig onvoldoende. Die minister het op die belasting en daarby gepraat en bekend gemaak dat hy sy eerste mediumtermyn begrotingsbeleidverklaring op 25 Oktober gaan lewer. Dan die regering van Noordwes het leerders wat kwalifiseer, studente en werklose jeugdiges in die provinsie aangemoedig om vir die 2018 akademiese jaar by die Kgetsi Beurs en Ontwikkelingsfonds aansoek te doen. Voorkeur sal gegee word aan aansoekers wat belangstel in programme in landbou, kultuur en toerisme. Die regering van Noordwes probeer om die vaardigheidsvlakke in die sektore uit te brei en te verstewig. Aansoekers van reg oor die land is welkom. Die sluitingsdatum is 31 Oktober. In jou internasionale nuus vanoggend, noodleningswerk in Florida in die VSA het begin onderwyl die omvang van die skade wat deur orkaan Irma aangerig is bepaal word. Miami en ander stedelike gebiede het kwaai deurgeloop en is oorstroom. 6 miljoen huise, dit sowat 62% van die hele staat is sonder krag en amptenare waarsku teen 'n humanitêre krisis. Irma wat Florida Sondag as 'n kategorie 4 orkaan bereik het, is ondertussen afgegradeer na 'n tropiese storm en beweeg teen die Weskus op. En ten slotte die Verenigde Nasies se hoof van menseregte, Zeid Ra'ad al-Hussein, het te velde getrek teen Myanmar se brutale veiligheidsoptrede teen Moslem Rohingyas in die staat Rakhine. Hy sê meer as 270.000 mense het na Bangladesh gevlug, ander is op die grens vasgekeer en berigte is ontvang van dorpies wat brand. Voorvalle waarin mense om die lewe gebring word herinner aan etniese suiwering. Ondertussen het hulporganisasies laat weet dat kos, skuilings en mediese voorraad dringend benodig word. En dit was jou nuushooftrekke hier op jou Goed Voel ontbytprogram vir jou Dinsdagoggend.
We start on a congratulatory note for Proteas batsman Faf du Plessis, who has been appointed as the new captain of the national team for all 3 formats of the game. Now, having already led the T20 and Test sides, du Plessis now takes over the ODI role from AB de Villiers, making him the first player to captain all 3 teams since Graham Smith did so back in 2010. Du Plessis' first assignment in charge will be a 2-match Test series against Bangladesh. That kicks off on the 28th of this month. Then on to football, Mamelodi Sundowns, they've moved up to 3rd place on the PSL table last night after a 2-1 victory over Free State Stars in Bethlehem. Although Stars did pull one back in the 90th minute, it was too little too late as Sundowns sealed the victory thanks to a goal in each half from Percy Tau. PSL action continues tonight as SuperSport tackle Dequena. Pirates are up against Ajax Cape Town, while Chippa they welcome Barocca. Then staying with the beautiful game, West Ham United's losing streak in the Premier League came to an end last night as they beat New Boys Huddersfield Town by 2-0. Goals from Pedro Obiang and Andrew Ayew settled the tie, which lifted the Hammers now off the bottom of the log with their first win of the season. Then European soccer continues tonight in the form of the Champions League. We've got Man United taking on Basel, Bayern facing Anderlecht, while Barcelona battle Juventus, I think probably the pick of the fixtures. Then finally, round 5 of varsity netball took place last night, and it saw big wins for Tuks, NWU and Koffsies. University of Pretoria earning their 4th win of the campaign as they brushed aside UJ by 72 points to 30. Dominant display saw Tuks now move up to 3rd on the log with 2 group stage matches remaining. Now the results from last night, we saw Northwest just edging out Marties in a thriller, 37-36. Koffsies beating NMMU by 51-42, while UWC, they earned a 67-43 win over TUT. That's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Well, let's take one final look at your roads in Gauteng and Houghton. Now, on the M1 highway northbound, there's a bus on fire just before 11th Avenue, and there's also a stationary vehicle before Marlborough Drive exit, so please be patient on that route. If you're in Cape Town in Athlone, on the N2 inbound, traffic is backed up between Robert Sobukwe Road and the M3 highway interchange. That's where we leave your traffic on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Let's quickly take a look at your weather for the last time on this Tuesday morning, and it looks like most parts of the country can expect partly cloudy conditions with very hot temperatures, bringing that summer weather a little bit earlier on this year. However, for PE George and the mother city, cooler temperatures are expected for your Tuesday. Ons hardloop vinnig deur Polokwane en begin op 10 grade minimum en 'n maksimum 31 grade. Mbombela 16, 34, Pretoria 13 en 'n warm 32, Johannesburg 12 en 'n maksimum 30, Mahikeng 14, 32, Klerksdorp 14 vanoggend en 'n warm 34, Kimberley 16 en 'n baie warm 36 grade, Bloemfontein skop af op 11 grade minimum en 34 later vandag, Richards Bay 21, 33, Pietermaritzburg 22 vanoggend en bloedig warm later vandag 37 grade, Durban 19, 25, Mthatha 13, 35, East London kicking off on 17 with a mild 24 degrees, Craddock 15, 36, also nice and hot in Craddock today, Port Elizabeth 14, 20, George 12, 19, Sutherland 7 this morning minimum with a mild 24 later on today, Cape Town 12, 18, Worcester 8 and a maximum 26, Springbok 6, 27 and Uppington with a minimum of 13 this morning, reaching a scorching 38 degrees later. That's a wrap of your weather right on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Tuesday morning.
Well, you know what? Think of your body as a car and your mind the driver. You need to maintain your vehicle properly for the best ride possible through life. But you can also need to keep a healthy mind to ensure a smooth and happy drive. So while dedicating time and love to caring for your body is essential, ensuring your healthy mind is just as crucial. And our wellness expert, Lisa Raleigh, met with behavioral strategist at the Kincardine Country Lifestyle Estate to learn how we can all ensure our brain stays healthy.
So often we dedicate our time, energy and resources to our physical well-being, forgetting that we need healthy minds in order to run them. Today we're talking about the importance of brain health. So Joni, you are an expert in brain health. Can you tell us in short, how unhealthy or healthy are South African minds?
If we look at South Africa specifically, we suffer being overweight and obese. In fact, the stats you probably know, Lisa, 80% of women, or 70 to 80%, and 33% of men. The fatter you are, the more aged your brain is. So close on 7% of South Africans have diabetes, so that's 4 million people. And again, that affects brain health dramatically. So that, plus our mental health and our anxiety and stress that we're under, all of that is just a washing machine of problems for the brain to handle. So South Africa, we have a huge, huge problem.
Let's talk about some of the influences of brain health, starting with stress. How does stress affect our brains?
Well, negatively, and we don't know how to self-manage that. So excess stress is excess cortisol. Cortisol fogs up the brain. When you've got brain fog, you're not going to make the good decisions that you need to make, think through the unintended consequences, problem solve, be able to take stock. We living on this continuum of burnout, from low stress to very high stress fatigue, and it's a serious problem in South Africa.
What role does diet play in keeping our minds healthy?
I always call our bodies the engine. So we need to fuel the engine with the correct fuel, and this is the driver. So when we speak to people about managing their diet, is to introduce the really good foods that the brain loves. So the right amount of fruit and veggies. The World Health Organization says 10 portions a day. What about chia seeds? Because they give you fantastic omega-3s, including nuts. Your fatty fishes also give you those omega-3s. Our brains are made up of 75% is water, so we really need to have a lot of water. We need to have fermented foods, so your kefirs, your misos, or a really good probiotic on a daily basis. The kind of little treats are a little bit of dark chocolate, or a tiny glass of red wine is also not a bad thing to have. So getting that mix and that variety.
And Joni, do you have any tips or words of wisdom for those out there that are wanting to improve their brain health?
Actually, daily stress reduction routine is what we need to do. So the very simple thing is around breathing. Breathing just really aligns your entire body. It lowers the cortisol levels and all of that inflammation. So little breathing techniques, getting into nature. So many of our office buildings around South Africa have got beautiful gardens. It shouldn't seem strange to go out into the garden, take your shoes off if you want to. That's a de-stressor. Connect with the ground. The other biggie for stress is motion shifts emotion. So is to exercise, and that doesn't have to be an hour's run or an hour at the gym. It can be microbursts of activity during the day. So at their desks doing 10 squats or going for a brisk walk around the offices or using the stairs. We know all of this stuff. And then of course it's essential to get the right quantity and quality of sleep.
Visit Dis-Chem for a wide variety of supplements and nutritious food products to ensure that your healthy body also houses a healthy mind.
Thank you, Lisa Raleigh. Well, a healthy body is just one part of the equation. A happy mind is so important too. And that's why Dis-Chem is giving you the chance to win a brain booster hamper packed with various health foods, minerals and supplements, and even a medicine ball and yoga mat to inspire some mindful exercise. So to stand a chance of winning this incredible hamper, simply SMS the keyword Dis-Chem to 33728 and you could be our next lucky winner. And every time you enter, you also get entered into the big grand prize draw where you can win 12,000 Rand in Dis-Chem shopping vouchers. So be sure to enter. Those SMSs will cost you R1.50. The competition will close on the 25th of September and terms and conditions can be found on our website. That's expressoshow.com.
Dis-Chem, pharmacists who care.
So we're going to disappear for just a second, give you time to go and recharge your coffee cup. When we return, I'm shouting to Zoe, take me to Turkey, please. It looks so awesome, man.
Hey, and on the back of that, in the kitchen, we have a beautiful Turkish dish, actually. It's called, you're going to say it with me, Imam Bayildi.
Imam Bayildi.
Imam Bayildi. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. We'll find it. No, it's got aubergine in it.
Okay, well,
Imam Bayildi.
It needs to be an aubergine.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very warm welcome back. This is a Tuesday morning and you're tuning to Expresso on SABC3. Now, during September, we've been exploring the riches and diversity that Turkey has to offer as an unbeatable travel destination by following Zoe's recent journey through the country with Turkish Airlines. And this morning, we're privileged to be joined by a travel expert, an enthusiast, a passionate traveler, managing director of Club Travel, Wally Gaynor, who's also an absolute fan of the country. And it's so good to have you here a couple of years down the line.
Great to be here.
Excellent, excellent. So tell me about your love affair with Turkey, because you're a self-confessed lover of Turkey.
It's just the most amazing place on the planet. It's got everything that South Africans love. Great food.
Yeah.
It's reasonably priced. Culture, beaches, mountains. You can even go skiing in Turkey. Yeah,
all of that?
Yeah, all of that. It's got everything.
And I believe it's also, I mean, Istanbul is also one of your very favorite cities. Is that true?
If I have a choice, if I'm going anywhere, I just need to get my fix and stop in Istanbul for a few days. You can go to Istanbul 50 times and have 50 different experiences.
My word. What is it about this city that captures your imagination so much? Is it the food? Is it the culture? Is it the sights? Like, I mean, look at this picture.
Yeah.
My goodness.
All of the above. It's a huge city, about nearly 15 million people.
Yeah.
And each area has got a different vibe. I think that's around Sultanahmet. And then you've got Taksim, got live music, bars,
oh, my goodness.
Great food. I love going on the Bosphorus, on the ferries. You can get hop-on, hop-off ferries.
Yeah.
No, it's spectacular. Look at those buildings.
It looks like such a beautiful mixture of the old and the new coming together in a beautiful... Oh, look at that. My Instagram would just be full.
This is a place called Otoke, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it, but again, kind of a lot of students in that area, a lot of little restaurants.
Yes.
The bridge, that's the Asian side, going over to the Asian side, which is actually more modern than the European side.
Yes. Okay, we could talk for days on end about these pictures, but let's talk about the real rands and cents of the issue, because a lot of South Africans might say, going to Europe is going to cost me an arm and a leg, so how do my randellas weigh up?
Okay, very much. It's as cheap as South Africa if you play your cards right.
Yeah.
A few years ago, it used to take 5 rand to buy a Turkish lira. It's now about 3 rand 70.
Okay.
Their currency has dropped more than ours. Which is happy days. Shopping is unbelievable. A lot of brands like Tommy Hill make their product in Turkey. It's a great place to buy clothes.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely it ranks with Thailand, Indonesia as a place where it won't break the bank.
Yeah, bring an empty suitcase.
Definitely, 2.
2 of them. So we've seen Zoe going through Cappadocia, and next week we're going to see her going through Bodrum, one of the coastal paradises there. But what are some of your favourite sites that are definitely worth seeing?
I like the second city of Izmir. I took a car and drove down that area. Around there is a place called Kusadasi, the beach resorts. Yeah. All along the coast. You can get a gullet, a wooden boat, and go out onto the island. Ephesus is an ancient Roman city. Konya, where the whirling dervishes. I can go on and on.
I can hear that. You can certainly go on. I can look at these pictures.
That looks like Ephesus.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us this morning, Wally, and sharing your journey through Turkey. And hopefully that's inspired you. So be sure to stay tuned because we also have a very unique opportunity for you to win a trip for 2 to Turkey.
Well, as you just heard, Turkey is considered one of the only countries in the world where there are heavily diverse traditions from the Mediterranean, Arabia, and Central Asia can all be found in the same culture. Now, as I continue to explore Turkey with their unique mix of ethnicities, religions, and cultures, I've come to realize that they are social beings, and much like South Africans, they love to entertain with good food and delicious drinks.
Turkish culture is built around social gatherings, making new friends and, of course, enjoying conversation over a delicious cup of tea or coffee.
To experience a true taste of Turkey, it all starts off with traditional Turkish coffee. Flying Chef Funda, you're going to show me how to make one.
Prepare for the Turkish coffee. We need finely ground Turkish coffee. It smells amazing. So,
how much of that do we add here?
Yeah, I'm going to show it to you. We need jazve. In Turkey, we said that the coffee pot, its name in Turkey, jazve. Cold water, coffee cup. You can use this straight because the taste really foamy and bubble. So we can start right now. 1 heaping teaspoon ground coffee. And here, you have to decide the sugar. Medium, no sugar.
Medium sugar is good.
So half for the medium. So right now with the cold water, we have that is. For 1 person, 1 cup, and a little bit more. Just stir.
Okay.
Just 2 minutes, and then you can put it on the fire and wait, and don't touch again.
Now, since we can't have an open flame in the lounge, Funda has prepared one for us.
Yes. Bread is already here. You see the foam. First of all, you take off the foam.
So once the bubbles are in, you just pour the rest of the coffee in?
Yep. Okay. Now, your coffee is ready. Bon appetit.
Strong aromas coming through. I'm going to take a sip.
Turkish coffee also comes with a ritual of its own. When the cup is done, the residue is used to read one's fortune.
So because the coffee's unfiltered, I need to leave the last bit and then you can tell my fortune from that.
Yes.
Oh, amazing. Okay, I need to finish this. I need to know my fortune.
When you're in the CIP lounge at Ataturk Airport, you can enjoy delicious Turkish coffee and other delights as part of an unforgettable travel experience with Turkish Airlines.
Well, traveling to a new city is an opportunity to really immerse yourself in the local culture by discovering where the residents go for entertainment, shops, and more importantly, where and what to eat. Now, Ewan is joined in the kitchen this morning with Turkish Airlines flying chef to create a Turkish classic.
So this morning, right here in the Expresso kitchen, we bring you a very special recipe. Now, Imam Bayildi, that is known to be one of the most popular olive oil and eggplant dishes of Turkish cuisine. Now, legend has it that this dish was so delicious, when the local Imam first tasted it, he fainted. And so it was named Imam Bayildi, meaning the Imam fainted, of course. Now, Turkish Airlines flying chef Emre joins us safely on land this morning from 30,000 feet up in the air to show us how to prepare this Turkish classic. But it does come with a warning. This mouth-watering dish is definitely not for the faint-hearted. It's that good. Emre, how are you, brother?
Very good. How are you?
Good, good, good. I see, before we start, you have a little coffee set up for us, sir?
Yes, we are starting day with the coffee, as anybody else. So I prepared you guys the Turkish coffee.
Thank you very much.
Here's yours.
And look at that. There's a Turkish delight on the side of it. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Turkish coffee, eh? And look at that. All right, let's go cook. Let's go cook. Where are we starting with this?
Okay, we have to prepare our onions. I mean, this is the most important part in the Imam Bayildi. The eggplants are okay. I mean, you can do them in the very last minute.
Yeah.
That's okay. But the important part is preparing the onion base.
So you're taking it quite slow. It's not a rapid heat there as well.
Yeah, it has to be in the slow heat. Due to olive oil dish preparations, you have to go slow and low.
Okay.
Otherwise, you cannot get the taste of the onion.
I see. I
mean, you even have to use maybe a pinch of sugar, maybe a pinch of cinnamon to make the taste better.
Okay, but you want to work with the natural kind of juices of the ingredients, right?
Yes.
Let's get to our eggplant here this morning. Now, you need to prepare it. I see this is two that we've done already.
Yes. So what we do is we're just cutting it in the size that we want and cutting
the tip off, yeah?
We are giving a nice half cut to the tip and rounding it.
So why do you do it like that?
We have to uncover the unburning part of the eggplant, as you can see here.
I see. Okay.
So, and then we continue with peeling the sides.
Now, it must be quite an experience. I mean, for you, you know, being an air chef, 30,000 feet up in the air, preparing these meals. I mean, what is it like for the passengers, you know, on Turkish Airlines?
I mean, our guests are really happy and really shocked when they see us, actually. You have to graduate from a cooking school, at least from a cooking school, and have to have the real experience of the kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be a chef to become a flying chef. So you just have to peel it like this on 3 to 4 sides.
All right.
Then you can fry it, or if you are not good with frying, you can just char grill it.
But essentially in a pan, olive oil.
Yes. When you are done with the onions, I mean, during the end of the onions preparation, you just have to add a bit of tomatoes.
All right.
And you have to let it cook for around 10 to 15 minutes or until they get soft.
Okay.
And in the very end, you have to add the peppers.
Okay, some peppers.
Yeah.
All right, and is that going to form kind of a topping for...
Yes,
for your
eggplant. Topping for the eggplant,
right.
yes.
I'm going to take out the one that we've made already, so you can just run us through there, so we get the idea.
Okay.
Oh, and look at that. Okay, and then into the oven for a little bit?
10 to 15 minutes or until your decorations on top gets browned.
Okay, and this is merely some tomato and pepper that you've cut. And you serve it with some rice?
If it's a main course dish, yes, you can serve it with rice. But if it's a cold olive oil dish, which we prefer actually in Turkey, you can serve it in a large pan with lots of olive oil on top.
Lots of olive oil. So I'll tell you what, you go about and dish it up for us so we can see a final product. The keyword is dinner. SMS that to 33728. The keyword is dinner. And then you can get your hands on this recipe that is prepared 30,000 feet in the air as well by Chef Emre. And you can see it is absolutely beautiful vegetarian dish. It looks delicious and it smells amazing as well. Just one sec, the flying chef, is it only exclusive to business class passengers, or is it?
So far, yes, we are covering business class in 300 destinations in 120 different countries.
Yeah.
We are in long-haul flights at the moment, and we are expect to be working short-haul flights too.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. Emma, thank you very much for sharing this very traditional kind of recipe. I absolutely love it. Been awesome spending time with you in the kitchen.
Thanks.
Thanks for the coffee and the Turkish delight, man. Absolutely love it. The keyword is dinner. SMS that to 33728. You can also go check out the recipe for our Imam Bayildi on our website, expressoshow.com. It'll be there for you step by step as well.
Oh, that looks delicious. Now, if you would like to enjoy and explore Turkey like I did, then listen up, because Club Travel, they're offering an 8-night package that will introduce you to some of Turkey's most special locations, and they're also offering it to our Expresso viewers for only 12,170 Rand. Now, for more info and to book your trip to Turkey, visit clubtravel.co.za. And what's more is you could also win a trip to Turkey, courtesy of Turkish Airlines. And all you have to do is head on over to Expresso Morning Show on Facebook and comment on the competition post by telling us why you would like to explore Turkey. Now, the prize will include 2 flights to Istanbul on Turkish Airlines and a 3-night stay in the city. The competition will close on the 21st of September, and those T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
Turkish Airlines, widen your world.
Yes, we're doing a dramatic walk on live television. Why? Because it's thought-provoking. You know what else is? When we come back, we take a look at the internet's biggest source of inspiration, because it's Lifestyle Tuesday, isn't it?
We love it. And then, are you ready, dude? You're going to take Zoe on in our Monster Milkshake challenge.
Am I? I will, Zoe. I hope you're ready. I'm coming for you!
Experience the majesty, history and beauty of Istanbul with Turkish Airlines and make a stop over the best part of the journey. As Turkish Airlines is the carrier that flies to more countries than any other airline in the world, you can enrich your travel experience by exploring the mystique of Istanbul. Travelers who have more than 20 hours connection time can enjoy complimentary city tours as well as complimentary accommodation. 1 night in a 4-star hotel for those traveling in economy class, or 2 nights in a 5-star hotel for those traveling in business class. Fly differently and enjoy an unforgettable stopover with Turkish Airlines. Widen your world.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso, only on SABC3. Welcome to it nice and early on this Tuesday morning. Now, Vodacom is offering customers a chance to explore more of the internet with the Make Your Day campaign by giving you access to a new site every day of the week. Now, Tuesday is about lifestyle, and on Lifestyle Tuesday, lifestyle indeed. Now, Vodacom will be giving you access to sites like Pinterest and Takealot with up to 1 gig free data. Now, fashion designer Lara Klavikovsky is in studio this morning to tell us about how she uses Pinterest for inspiration. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to it. Lovely to have you, Lara. Pinterest, it's one of those platforms that I haven't completely delved into myself, but I know that for somebody like you, a fashion designer, I'm sure it comes in very, very handy. So in terms of keeping up with the latest trends, how does Pinterest really help you in your career?
Well, I'm a visual addict, so I'm constantly on Pinterest looking at whatever's on there, and it's great because it pulls images from all over the web, and it's the ultimate source for visual inspiration. So when it comes to using Pinterest for my work, I like to, when I'm brainstorming a new collection or a new design, I like to check what's already out there so I can compare it to the ideas I have and see that I really am doing the best I can, or see what would be best.
Yeah. So how much time do you actually spend on Pinterest?
The moment I wake up, I'm scrolling through Pinterest, I'm scrolling through it at work, I'm checking things, creating boards. It's incredible.
So it's a really great creative outlet, I can say, especially with somebody in your field. Now, here's a quick question. In what way can Pinterest help you in terms of your business? Let's say, do you use it to maybe pitch projects to clients?
I like creating group boards. Usually I keep them secret so that not everyone can see them. And it's nice to add everyone involved in a project to the board so that they can also pin their ideas and what's inspiring them and what they think would work best. And then you can see a collection of what we're all thinking and edit and organize it. Yeah. It works really well with brides because they'll pin all the inspiration they have for their wedding, all the details, and you get a clear idea of what direction they're going into.
Absolutely. So it's almost like a visual representation of, you know, what people would like, and you're able to see that and work from that.
It's a digital mood board.
It's a digital mood board, exactly that. Now, in terms of your own career, what you are doing as a fashion designer, does it help you get your name and your brand out there, you know, for people to recognize what you are doing?
What's interesting is that you have people from all over the world looking at your boards and coming across your pins. And so often you'll find that people will say they've found out about your business through your pin, a random pin that someone else has pinned. So it connects you to so much more than just having a website.
Yeah. So for you, in terms of somebody that uses Pinterest quite a lot, obviously on a very professional level as well, what are some of the top tips for somebody wanting to use this platform specifically with, you know, maybe their brand or business in mind?
I think it's important to create as many different boards and give them a title and then just start pinning and searching for things that you really love, and then you basically just need to explore. You need to take time out and find what you love.
And I think that's the fun part about it. Laura, thank you so much for joining us this morning and giving us an idea. And of course, you need data for that. Yes. That is what we're talking about. So to make your day, simply what you need to do is keep a positive data balance on your Vodacom SIM card, then dial *111*634#, or you can just download the latest version of the My Vodacom app and claim your free data daily. Of course, for more info and T's and C's, you can log on to the website vodacom.co.za.
Oh man, the fun and games are about to begin. Love them or hate them, the Monster Milkshake is here, and it's here to stay. It's a monstrous mashup of drink and dessert, and it might be a little dangerous this morning. So whether you're a crazy chocolate marshmallow fan, maybe a cookie dough lover like our Zoe, indulge your inner sweet tooth and learn how to master the ultimate Super M chocolate monster milkshake this morning that is about to take Instagram by storm, understandably so. Just the ingredients are enough. So we are going to put our two superstars in the kitchen to the test with our take on the ultimate Super M chocolate monster milkshake. Guys, are you up for the challenge?
Yes, I'm a crazy chocolate. If we can have more time. I feel like 30 seconds is not enough.
No, because you want to eat the stuff up and make the milkshake. I gave you a choice. You can either eat or you can make a milkshake.
we'll
It's
make
up
a
to you.
milkshake.
She's going to make a milkshake. Okay, so you've got a lovely range of Clover products there. We've got our chocolate super M. We've got our Clover whipped cream. We've got hundreds and thousands. Guys, are you ready for the challenge? We've even got a weapon.
Okay.
All right, sugar is on its way.
Who's counting
Guys,
us
it's going to be a
down?
30 seconds, so you need to move. 30 seconds. 30
Is it go
seconds
now?
in. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Oh my word!
Ooh, look at that theater. Yeah. Whoa!
Oh,
you guys have come out the gates so strong.
I'm drawing my
Come
inspiration
on,
from like
dude.
Neverland.
Come on, we're on
Just
about
like,
10 seconds.
Oh,
10
10
seconds.
10
Oh
seconds
my
in or less.
He's going all Salvador Dali. He's gone
Get out of
Salvador
the way.
Dali. Stand by for 10, guys. Get in there.
in
Get
there.
in there. Oh, I'm loving
Get
it. I'm
some
loving it. I'm
Marshies
loving
in
it.
there.
I'm
I need
loving
one
it.
of these.
Okay, I'm going
I
to
need
start
one of
your 10
these.
second
And
countdown.
I need-
In.
Out of my way, Zoe!
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Give me a blowtorch! No ways!
Wow.
Yes!
May I put straws in, or is that cheating?
You
I
can,
can put
both
a
of you
straw.
can put straws in because I'll need to actually.
Nice.
Wow. Oh,
Wait.
I love it,
I'm
guys.
quite proud of this.
Oh, that is absolutely amazing, guys. You're both superstars. So you can let us know what Super M flavor you would choose to make your very own monster shake. We'd love to hear from you this morning. Is it chocolate, strawberry, banana, or soda cream, or cream soda rather, for your monstrous shake? We love all the flavors. What would you choose? Let us know and create your shake. Then share your Super M flavor with us on Facebook and Twitter. Let's take a look again at how we create a monster shake in real time. Take a look at this. That is amazing, guys.
As I was saying, this year, amazing.
Guys,
Guys, you won't believe what just happened. Zoe nearly burnt down the kitchen. She was trying to torch my milkshake.
She's trying to blow it. So I've had to confiscate our blowtorch for this morning. So, guys.
It wasn't me, it was a cat trying to cheat. Let's just correct that.
I'm very impressed with both of you, but of course now the proof is in the pudding. I've got to taste it. So, Kat, I'm going to start with yours, okay? Is it still burning? No, it's okay. It's been put out. Mmm.
Yes.
Oh, that clover chocolatey super goodness is just there. That's lovely. It tastes lovely. It's lovely. I'm getting mainly chocolate there. Then I've got Zoe's lovely creation.
You have to eat a burnt marshmallow.
No, he doesn't have to eat anything, Zoe.
You know what, guys? I have to say, Zoe, on both taste and visual presentation, I mean, look at that.
Get out of my
30
life!
seconds, buddy. 30 seconds. You're a health risk to both of us during this segment. Zoe, you are our Monster Shake winner! Yay! Oh, man. Now go and create it yourself. It's lovely. Taste it.
Oh,
well done.
Made with love by Clover.
All right, we're going to be taking a very quick break. Don't go anywhere. Go recharge your coffee cups now. After the break, it's been 4 years, but they are back. The cast of Out of Saunders right here on our Expresso couch this morning. We're going to chat to them in just a bit. And because it's #Travel Tuesday, we give you some tips on how to travel as a couple. How romantic after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. As always, your timing is perfect. Just a few minutes left of the show to savor, and we're going to do it with Moyen, of course, our entertainment reporter and founder of YouTube channel VA1.
Hey.
She's a YouTube star, just like our Trevor Noah. Congrats, Trev. We love you, man. But we're going to keep it really African this morning, and we're going to keep it on a comic note. Finally, our African comics, like our artists, are getting the recognition they deserve. The recognition, rather. Pan-African Comic of the Year at Savannah Comics Choice Awards. Take us through it.
Officially went to Basket Mouth, which is insanely amazing. Basket Mouth, he's a legend.
He is, man. He's earned his stripes.
Veteran, definitely, when it comes to comics in African. So it was really nice that, firstly, that the Comics Choice Awards actually, you know, had a category for Pan-African entertainment and Pan-African comics. And it was great that he won, and I think that it really made sense for him to win the first one and then kind of lead the way from everybody else, because that's what he's been doing.
And he really has inspired an entire generation of new comics that are now starting to get a look in. And he's a bit of a style icon as well. He can make his mark, Then the Royal Hibiscus Hotel previews at the 2017 Toronto International Film Festival.
This is really amazing because it's the first kind of full-feature Nigerian film that has premiered in Toronto, and not just Toronto, but the Toronto International Film Festival, which is huge. And so we're very proud of this. This is an iconic moment for Africa. It's part of the Ebony Life kind of group, and so they really premiered the movie, and it's been really amazing. It's a comedy, it's a romantic comedy. It's about a lovely chef from London, Nigerian, but in London. She moves down to Nigeria. She's kind of like, whoa, what's going on? And kind of the whole story is really funny, really entertaining. And so it's really cool to see that we're now premiering things outside of Africa. And I think that's great.
And we know that there is a massive film industry in Nigeria, but this seems like an art house step up. This seems like a direction with a lot of credibility.
We want to start taking our movies really out there to the rest of the world. And so this is an amazing way to do so.
I love that. Then Swizz Beats dances at Mr. Easy's Accra to Lagos.
This is the cutest thing ever. This is not it, but okay.
And we will have the cast. We will have the cast of Av Saunders. They haven't just popped up in Accra. They will be here though in our Feel Good Breakfast studio.
I don't know. Okay, well, we're gonna go with it. I don't know if we have it, but you need to check out Swizz Beats Instagram. He is dancing to Mr. Easy, who's a Nigerian artist, and he's just there.
Oh, there we go. Break it down.
And he's just, kind of smoothing and just dancing to it, and it's so great to see. He really loves African music. If you check on his socials, you'll find 1 or 2 songs that are just popping right now, and he's always dancing to it. So I love this.
So we're saying, brother, collaborate, my friend. No, I think
to see it.
Finally, we're getting the foot up that we need, that we deserve, and there's no longer this feeling of like being that poor cousin on the other side of the world. Now we have self-belief, and I love that. And you play a part in that, sister. Well done. Thank you so much. That's what's been happening across Africa. Proud today.
All right, listen, it's a hive of activity in the studio, and it's been 4 whole years since Av Saunders was last on our TV screens, and now, thanks to popular demand, the hit series is back under the theme The New Generation, and the show you've come to know and love returns with everything you love about it, and a whole lot more. And before we chat to the cast of the show, let's quickly take a sneak peek.
Lungi, come, we're going. I said we're going now.
Please, madam. Just some change for me and my friends. We're so hungry. Please.
Yo, where's my change? I need some change. The cast is here. Yana Kruger is joining us with Katrina Andrew and Bongo Mbutuma. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome to our TV screens again.
Nice to be here.
4 years later. How good is it to be back? When you get that call saying, guys, we've got a brand new season coming up. It's 4 years later, and all those SMSs start coming in. Now you start chatting to each other. What's that excitement?
You don't believe it. It was so long. It was like
you start
serious. But you do start feeling like family, especially when they start using the same crew and everybody. So it was nice, like a big reunion. And we've always been like a really, really close crew and cast. So it literally was coming back to family.
Tell us about the different characters that you play. I know that the two of you are husband and wife, right? Oh, look at that!
Correct.
That's how it goes.
Top dick! Say that. Well, all right, it's turned into that kind of show.
Look.
Oh, check it out. That's beautiful. So husband and wife, happily married, everything is beautiful.
Well,
You know what I mean? It wouldn't be a drama if everything was that beautiful. So yeah,
that's very, very true. And then Yana, you play
Kate Spencer.
Yes.
So I'm the mother of the next generation.
It's just the name Kate Spencer sounds very villainous, but I'm assuming are you the good sister of the two?
She's the villain. I'm the good guy.
I'm always the villain, no matter
Look
what
at her
series I
face.
do. I'm always, I go like, oh gosh, we want a romantic lead, we want the, oh, Jana Strydom, Jana Kruger, that's even, oh, what are we going to do? Oh, anyway, never my name. As soon as it goes villain, okay, Triona Andrew. Good, get her in now.
Well, stop being so good at it, Kat.
Well, there we go. There we go. So what can fans expect from the new generation, the brand new season of
Jeez. The kids are grown up, so it's bigger kids, bigger problems.
Yeah.
You know, when they're small, in Afrikaans we say, as hulle klein is, trappel op jou skoot.
Okay.
As hulle groot is, trappel op jou hart.
Wow. Okay.
And also, it's quite amazing because the kids who actually play our kids have grown up as well.
Yes.
So that's like really interesting because all the seasons of Out of Saunders have been about, you know, the past sins, the sins will live forward.
Yes.
But now, this is now our next generation. This is like all the I don't know what you're going to cook that we caused.
Is that kind of show? I told you.
Has come to fruition. It's like now they're like the chickens have come home to roost. Kind of thing.
How different is it working with, let's say, the cast members that over the past couple of years have now grown up, and so they're not like the cute little ones that used to look at you with big eyes. Well, what's that like working with them now?
No, it's really incredible because you get to see the fact that they've grown up so much in terms of performance-wise. They know exactly what they're doing, and I feel like I'm learning from them half the time.
And they're awesome. They've all grown up so lekker.
Yeah.
Like really, really cool kids.
Awesome.
Like young adults.
That's really,
Very
really
much.
great. Can't wait to see it. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. And Yana, good luck with the little one that's coming.
Thank you very
We don't
much.
need to do a drill right now, anything. Hey!
Literally the next generation.
Right over there, guys. Thank you so much.
Cool, man.
Absolutely brilliant having the cast of Out of Saunders back on our couch, back on our TV screens as well. So make sure that you catch the brand new season of Out of Saunders tonight on SABC2 at 7 o'clock. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing indeed. And speaking of TV screens, every Friday on Afternoon Express, it's Winner Home, SA's premier interior design reality competition, proudly brought to you by Private Property. Now, if you vote for your favorite design duo, you stand a chance of winning the grand prize, which is a home at the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate with finishes by Plascon and Caesarstone and premier appliances by Grundig to the total grand value of 3 million rand.
That is insane. Now, you are also automatically entered to win incredible prizes in the bi-weekly giveaway. Now, the latest prize up for grabs is a CD Queen mattress and base set valued at 14,999 rand. So, get your entries in right now.
This is your chance to win the home you've always dreamed of. SA's favorite interior design reality competition, Winner Home, sees 3 design duos transform empty spaces into lavish homes, and one of them could be yours. To enter, visit privateproperty.co.za and vote for your favorite design duo. Put yourself in line to win amazing prizes in the bi-weekly draw and automatically be entered for a chance to win the grand prize, your choice of one of 3 fully designed homes in the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate in the south of Joburg. The finished property will include luxurious finishes by Plascon and Caesarstone, as well as premier home appliances by Grundig, with a total prize value of more than 3 million rand. Competition details plus T's and C's can be found on the Private Property website. Watch the breathtaking properties come to life as the design drama unfolds and stand a chance to win the biggest prize on South African television, your very own dream home.
Now, voted as Africa's top travel blog for 2 years running now, this lovely couple has inspired us to get out there and see the world. Friends of the show, Lauren and Vaughan Manuel McShane, are back in studio this time to discuss the work they've done with National Geographic. Guys, so good to see you. I'm sure you never stop moving, so to get you to stand still for just like 5 seconds really is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for bringing a copy of the amazing new book. I'm going to to ask you to hold it as our beautiful assistant this morning. So, have you guys been anywhere interesting lately? I mean,
very busy. It's so wonderful to be here.
Welcome back, man.
Yeah, so locally we missioned up the coast actually. We did a lovely road trip to East London, staying at little farm stays and stopping off on the coast. We've been to the Overberg, and also we did an awesome family safari to the Kruger.
Yeah.
So locally,
and internationally, we've also been active as usual. Lauren's explored the Okavango Delta in Botswana. She's been to Vilankula in Mozambique, which I'm really jealous of. And I've done Istanbul, which has been obviously amazing, and then Abu Dhabi as well, which is really a fresh and new experience for me. It's really, really cool.
I know Zoe's just come back from Istanbul, Cappadocia and places like, I mean, it's mind-blowing like that. So you do actually travel apart sometimes, which is it's good to know, yeah? Distance makes the heart grow fonder. I think where you guys really have made your mark is traveling as a pair, and you've kind of shown people the way to travel with wonder, and it is cool being able to share those experiences. But now there's a bit of pressure, I have to assume, because this is a business for you guys, and it's 2 years on the trot that you've been voted as one of the best kind of teams out there. Do you feel that pressure that you've got to create good content, or is it just about the wanderlust and getting out there?
Sure, we really do. So I think as freelancers and doing what we do, we feel constant pressure to do better, to create better content, and obviously pressure as a couple, because if you're traveling together quite often, we have a family together, it's not all...
Look like we're in love.
It's not all sunbeams and like, working together, it's hectic, but...
Yeah, and we obviously have that pressure, and you know, with little Caleb as well, it's become so much more challenging traveling with a toddler, having a toddler at home or running your own business. It's you know, it's insane. But luckily, from next year, we're actually planning to relaunch. We've got some ideas in the pipeline to streamline. And to ease off that pressure. So watch this space. Next year we're going to come back and hit even harder.
Coming of age, that's awesome, man. Well, you talk about, you know, a coming of age there. The Ultimate Journeys for Two, released globally, officially part of the National Geographic team. How did that come about? What do you think landed you the opportunity to contribute in something so amazing?
Sure, I'm not sure why they asked us, but we were invited to be a part of it by Anne and Mike Howard from honeytrek.com, and we said yes immediately because it's National Geographic, and we were wowed. And it's been such an exciting project to be a part of, because it's this book that details over 75 destinations with adventures for couples over snow and snowy places, mountains, rivers, and just different intensities for couples who want, you know, someone very chill things.
I'm listening. It's just very difficult when I see the pictures from your travels, like in the corner there. Where did you, without spoiling too much, where did you guys get to go for this journey?
So for our contribution, we contributed to the beaches and islands section, which is really our thing. We've been blessed. We've spent a lot of time on beaches and islands, and we really love it. We love the water sports. We love scuba diving. We love snorkeling. We love stand-up paddleboarding. Lauren's really good at that. So yeah, we got to contribute and chat about Tioman Island, which is just a beautiful, lush tropical island in Malaysia. And I mean, get the book and check it out.
Do you bump into other bloggers when you're on your travels? Yeah, are there other couples? Do you kind of stand out?
Well, luckily, that's one of the best parts of our job, is that we do get to connect with like-minded people who are creating stories across the globe. And we connect with lots of them before we even go there. So we find each other on Facebook.
The power of online.
It is. Facebook's like it's like LinkedIn of travel bloggers.
Oh man, you guys are proud advocates for your industry, for South Africa, for what you do on a daily basis. It's amazing, man. You have a tough life, man. So can't wait for all those new things coming your way. Ultimate Journey, of course, for Two is available online and will hit South African stores later this year, and you could win a copy. All you need to do is reply to the competition post on our Facebook page. That's Expresso Morning Show Facebook, and the best comment will be announced live on the show. So tune in on Thursday to find out if you're a winner. It does look amazing, and that competition closes at midnight tonight. And of course, terms and conditions can be found on expressoshow.com.
Our beautiful travel memories indeed. Now stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Catch us on the other side when we say goodbye.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Alrighty then, it's been a good Tuesday.
It's been a crazy Tuesday, man.
Travel
You almost
memories.
burnt down the studio.
That was,
Well, that's no. Listen, I need to correct it here.
What happened?
You were trying to cheat during the ad break.
No.
He tried to roast his marshmallows and instead burnt the straw.
That was like a very weak no.
And
Like
then
a
you blamed
you know.
Because that's something I would do.
I tried my
Indefensible. Indefensible. That was awesome, man. Awesome day.
Anyway, listen, we're going to say goodbye, but make sure you join us again tomorrow because we've got Sonke performing for us, and it's going to bring you Nonke a whole lot of joy.
Awesome, man. And on that note, of course, we also taking a look at 5FM's top 40 list. Yes, some awesome music.
We're sitting down with Nikki Bish, and we're going to be looking at toxic tech for tots.
And then we'll also explore Cappadocia's cultures and crafts. You do not want to miss out on that.
Nikki Bish. Love you guys. Too much. Too much.
Bye-bye.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.